we'll start going into the actual soccer now, and we'll start with Miami. So it's Lionel Messi's side, and they have earned, and I want to emphasize, they've earned this bid as the host nation spot. And how did they get that? They won the 2024 Supporter Shield, which, I mean, it's the biggest trophy in MLS. We've spoken about this before. Some may say that Infantino desperately needed Messi money. I don't know. I'm not saying that. Somebody
Hello, my
might be,
name
but
is
I'm
Sam.
not.
Call me
Um,
Sam.
some have said. But listen, Miami currently sit third in the Eastern Conference, 29 points through 16 games. They're MLS's dream team with the likes of Busquets, Alba, Suarez joining the GOAT of modern day football. They score goals for fun, but they can look very exposed and open in the back on any given Sunday. Up against the likes of some real powerhouses, they, like other MLS sides, are going to be up against it. I wanted to go through and just do a quick preview, kind of like we used to do with the World Cup or, you know, some of those other ones where we preview the groups, or the Leagues Cup, for example, where we preview the groups and the teams. This group consists of Palmeiras from Brazil, Porto from Portugal, and Al Ali from Egypt. They got in by winning the 2021 Copa Libertadores, by being the fifth best ranked team in UEFA's 4-year ranking. Yep, whatever that means. And Al Ali won the 2020-2021 CAF Champions League. So that's how they all got in. We'll start with Palmeiras on the preview, and I'm going to do a lot of talking here, and then I'm going to give it over to you, and we'll chat because I wanted to get through all of the previews that I've done. Unless you have information to share on these,
You think I have any information?
I
I'm
was hoping you would.
informationless.
I was hoping you would, but we'll start with Palmeiras. This is a team with a lot of familiar faces to MLS fans. Facundo Torres and Mikael of Orlando City and Houston Dynamo fame, respectively. But they also, for those of you who don't know, the Brazilian Premier League or Super League or whatever their name is, First Division, Primera Division, basically retirement league. They've got some very old school Brazilian names in there. Felipe Anderson of West Ham fame is the main face in there. But they are also the beneficiaries of the Brazilian hype from Transfer Market. As you know, Transfer Market loves to overrate Brazilians and English players. On Palmeiras, they've got a 18-year-old winger named Estavo. I think I've got that right. Estevao. Yikes. But he is reportedly worth $60 million. Never seen the guy play once, couldn't tell you, don't know anything about where he's linked. But
He's a star. He's a
he's a
star in the
starlet,
making.
baby. He's a starlet. Um,
You know where he's going, right?
no.
He's already signed by Chelsea.
Yeah, and so is every other 18-year-old in the world. But why am I supposed to know that?
You're talking about Esteval, right? The winger?
Esteval, yeah, I was missing the T there.
Yeah. He was signed by Chelsea a little while ago, and then he's coming over to Chelsea very soon. Maybe already, honestly. I can't remember the exact timing,
Wow.
but a lot of hype around him. A lot of hype.
Leave it to Chelsea to
See,
pull a Bayern.
this is why you bring in the specialist.
That
This is what I'm here
leave,
for.
leave it to Chelsea to pull a Bayern and
You
weaken
brought me in for
everybody
the insight.
around
You
them.
said what information do I have anything else to add? There you go.
Yes, you do.
That's my contribution. All right, thanks everybody. I'll catch you for next week's episode.
Well, as I was saying, leave it to Chelsea to pull a Bayern, and instead of getting good, they just take all the good players from everybody else and store them in a closet
Not
somewhere.
exactly Bayern. Bayern buys from within the same league. At least they're going outside of the league.
Oh man. Well, we'll move on to Porto then, a team that is definitely cooked because they have no former MLS stars on their roster. So if you have no MLS stars, you cannot win. But they do have Canadian center mid Steven Eustachio as a familiar face, and a Juventus center back on loan, Thiago Jallo, in the back. Player to watch for me undoubtedly will be Sam Ajihawa, a 21-year-old Spanish striker worth $50 million, according to Transfer Market, who had 19 goals in 30 games this season, which relatively impressive. And finally, the least familiar of all the teams, probably because they aren't on FIFA and nobody knows who they are because they can't be played with. Al Ali, who famously eliminated the Seattle Sounders in their Club World Cup appearance in 2021. Once again, no MLS names that jump out to me, but Mohamed Trezeguet will be one to watch for the side, formerly of Aston Villa. Just want to throw it over to you. I kind of gave you rundown of who to see. Do you have anybody else you're keeping an eye on, and your thoughts on Miami's chances in this group?
This group is a really interesting one. I know people are going to look at this, right? And a lot of people are just going to jump straight to the European teams as the favorites. And I don't necessarily disagree. I think Porto are probably the favorites in this group, but I think it's closer than people are going to give it credit for. I think this group could be completely wide open. Because there have been very good Porto teams over the years. This one that's coming in finished third in a three-horse race. I mean, the Portuguese league is usually between Benfica, Porto, and Sporting, and they finished third this year, and it was not super close for them. They were 9 points behind Benfica, who finished second. So I think this group is open. Like, I think it's for the taking. I think Miami's got a shot. I think Palmeiras also has a very good chance. I want to I don't know if we're doing predictions, so I don't want to jump the gun. So we can come back to it if we are going to do predictions. So I'll stay away from that for now. But I mean, this is probably the group that I think has the best shot for an MLS side. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Yes, I this is the group that I think if any MLS side is going to potentially top the group, this is the one that's going to do it. I think honestly, forget the players to watch on other teams. I think this depends on like how much Miami shows up as to whether or not how much like how they're going to perform in this group. If Messi and team really care and put in the effort to do well here, which I feel like they will, so long as they're healthy. I mean, this is a very big stage. I think there's going to be a lot of eyes on it, especially from globally, right? Like not just MLS eyes and MLS hater eyes. This is globally again. So I think they're going to probably put a bit more effort into it than they would just a regular season game against San Jose or something. If they show up, I think they have a decent shot to get out of this group. So, I mean, my eyes, I know we gave a little bit of a preview of the other teams, but my eyes is on like, how hard is Miami going to try in this tournament? Because there's a lot of fixtures. This is a team where you made the bold prediction last year of they're not going to play, they're going to play less than 50% of the games together. How much effort are they going to put into this? Are they just going to coast, or is this where they're going to put their effort and maybe slack off a little bit more in the league?
You're right. This is why we keep you around. Bring the resident Euro snob in who can drop random facts like Porto finished third in a three-horse race. Yeah, because anybody knows that.
I mean, I just Googled it right now. It's not like I knew that ahead of time.
Sure. Yeah, try and hide your Euro snobism. I get it.
I'll share
Um,
my screen right now.
don't. I don't want to see it. I don't need to see what's on there. I disagree with you in the fact that I originally thought that this was going to be the group that we need to like put our hopes on. I've moved away from that feeling. I think based on Miami's defensive record alone, this is going to be a long shot. Not counting out Lionel Messi, right? But I've seen what MLS attack can do against this defense. Now imagine what the likes of Porto or Palmeiras, with all these $50 million players are going to do running at Noah Allen and Sergio Busquets, right? Like this could get really bad. I think they can outscore Al Ali, maybe get a draw off one of the other two, but I don't know if I see them moving on without. I mean, let's be real, without some major luck, aka some Gianni Infantino
Messi
assistance.
magic.
Yeah, you want to do predictions? How do you want to tell me about it?
We don't have to do like full standings predictions. We could just decide if we think the MLS side's moving on, if you want to do that,
Yeah,
or we
that's
can just do full standings. Either
yeah.
or.
Let's do full standings. Go ahead.
I really want to throw something crazy in here. I mean, do I go pretty wild here?
I
Get
want
the
you to do
people riled
whatever your
up.
heart desires.
I kind of want to get. I don't know. All right. You could use this as a clip, I guess.
Yeah, well,
I'm
yeah,
sure
I'll use it as some. Yeah,
this will get people, I'm sure, up in arms. But I'm gonna go for a little bit of a wacky one here for Group A. Give me Palmeiras first. Give me Miami second, Porto third, and Al Ahly fourth.
I love it. I love it. You're going so hard against your Euro snobism. It's great.
I know, I know. It's risky. I mean, Porto, I think again are the favorites, but I don't know. Just I feel like the door is open a little bit there for something wacky to happen.
Yeah, I like Palmeiras in this group. I think that there is a balance to them that is going to be really exciting with, older players with experience versus the younger upstart bright guys. Porto are the European team. Does that mean anything? Probably not. And then Al Ali is going to be, fighting for their lives, really, in my opinion. I'm gonna go ahead and go Palmeiras 1, Porto 2, Miami third, Al Ahly fourth. So I think Miami misses out in this group, unfortunately, but they probably won't be too
Damn,
upset
who's
about that
who's
to
the
get through.
Euro snob now? I mean, come on.
I'm a
No, you're
realist.
not backing our boys.
I'm a realist and I'm a Messi hater. Ronaldo clear? What?
You can't be
Um,
Ronaldo clear until he joins the league.
yeah. And then he's down bad too.